Alright guys, we are back for more of my 27th birthday special. We just played some Super Mario Galaxy 2 from the Nintendo Wii, and that was a whole lot of fun. So, for our next segment, we are going to be playing Wii Party for the Nintendo Wii. Let's jump right into it. Alright, anyways, for the mode that we're going to play in this segment, we're going to play spin-off. Alright, so anyways, let's jump right into one player, and there's my me all ready to go. Alright, so anyways, we're going to put the computers on advanced, and we're taking on Gabrielle, Famiko, and Naomi today. So let's see how we do. Yeah, we of course know how to play. Alright, so all of us are going to start with $500, and we'll put the bank at $500 to start off as well. Alright, time for the first round. Oh, $300 right off the bat, nice. Alright, now it's Gabrielle's turn. Looks like he's going to spend $300 as well, but there's only $200, so that's all he's going to get. So, since the bank is empty, we're going to put in another $500 in there. Alright, so anyways, let's see what Famiko spends here. And she's going to lose $300. Alright, now on to Naomi. And it's going to be a 4-player bank battle. We're playing for $800. Alright, let's see what kind of minigame we're playing. Zombie tag. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh god. We're getting cornered. Alright! Just barely survived right there for that win in the first mini game. That was incredible. Alright. So, we do get ourselves $800. So I doubled my score right there to $1,600. We're going to go ahead and put in another $500 to the bank, and now we're on to round 2. Alright, we're going to spend $500 for the bank this time. Alright, Gabrielle's going to spend $300 there. Alright, Famiko lands on $500 for the bank right there. Alright, over to Naomi. And it's another $500 for the bank. Alright, round 3. Once again, $500 for the bank. Alright, let's see how Gabrielle spins this time. Another 500 for the bank. Okay, back to Famiko. And it's going to be double for the bank this time. So right now it is up to $5,400. Alright, what's Naomi going to spin here? 500 for the bank. Alright, round 4. Alright, we land on another 500 for the bank. Alright, Gabrielle gets $300 there. Alright, Famiko. Alright, looks like it's going to be a 4-player bank bell. This time it's for $6,100. Alright, what's the minigame we're going to play now? Cosmic Capers. Alright, let's see how this goes. This is a very close race right here. But are we going to hold on for the win? Yes, we are! That was really close there, but I'm glad we held on right there when we did. Alright. Got myself $6,100. Alright, that will put me up to $7,700. We're going to add $500 to the bank, and it's back to Naomi. And she lost $300. Alright, heading into round 5. Now it is time to change up the wheel. Alright, there's $300. Alright, let's go to Gabrielle. Alright, $300 for him there. Alright, now let's see what happens with Famiko. $600 for the bank. Alright, heading to Naomi. Oh, 1 versus 3 bank battle this time. We're playing for $800 on this one. And we are going to play Lumber Wax. Alright, let's try to see if we can hit Naomi 3 times within 30 seconds. We did it! That is how you do it. So since me, Gabrielle, and Famiko all won that minigame, we're going to split the money right here. Alright, we're up to $8,266 right now. We only got $2 in the bank. We're going to add 1,000 more. And now let's move on to round 6. Ah, dang it. There goes half our money. That's not good. So right now the bank is at $5,135. Alright, Gabrielle's gonna spend 500 for the bank. I'm getting underway with a 4-player bank battle. We are playing for $5,635 on this one. And we are going to play Fettered Frenzy. I think it should be good, this one. Alright, let's do it. Just gotta be careful that we don't grab the leaves by mistake. Alright, time's up, and we win with 23 points. That's how it's done. Alright, $5,635 coming my way. And that puts my total up to $9,768. Let's add $1,000 to the bank. And let's see what happens with Naomi here. 500 for the bank. Alright, time now for round 7. Oh, there's triple for the bank. That's very nice. And Gabrielle just lost half of his money. Too bad. Alright. Let's see what Famiko's gonna spin here. Looks like a 1 versus 3 bank battle. We're playing for $5,433 here. And the main game we're playing this time is Pose Aerobics. Just gotta basically try to copy the exact same movements as the solo player. Alright, here we go. Oh shoot! I just hit the wrong button there. Darn it. Alright, let's see if any one of my 2 teammates can save me. Nope, they sadly did not. So it looks like Famiko ended up winning that mini game right there. So she gets the $5,433 there. Well, let's not get our hopes up yet. There's still plenty of game left to play. Alright, let's move on to Naomi. And thankfully we are still in the lead, which is good to see. Alright, Naomi just lost half her money. But she didn't have a whole lot to lose. Alright, we're going to round 8 and we're going to change up the wheel again. And we also have a slight change in the rules. The player in last place will choose the minigame for 4-player battles. It's still anybody's game. So close to that lucky chance, but we do get 800 for the bank. Alright, what's gonna happen now, Gabrielle? 1 versus 3 bank battle. Alright, we're playing for $1,900 on this one. And we're playing Splash Bash. This is certainly a fun one I really do enjoy. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, there goes Famiko. and Naomi's out, so it's all up to me. But we're gonna survive right there for that win. Nice. So me, Famiko, and Naomi split the money that is in the bank. And we are up to $10,401 now. We only got $1 in the bank, so we're gonna add 1,000 more. Alright, Famiko's gonna spin a 1 versus 1 minigame. So if she wins, she'll get half the opponent's money. And she is going to challenge me. It was pretty obvious since I was the one first. But anyways, we're going to play Fruit Focus. Alright, let's try to pay close attention to where all the fruit are at.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, who's going first? Me. Alright, I believe the apple is right at this spot. That's correct. Alright, Famiko picks the cherries for the next spot we're trying to find. And she got that one right. Alright, I believe this next spot, the apple is there. Got that one right. Alright, Famiko picks the bananas here. That's right. And luckily I do know which fruit goes in the last spot, and that is the orange. Alright, so that was a very easy win right there. It was all thanks to me having the advantage of going first. Alright, so since I won the minigame, nothing happens here, so we're all going to keep the money the way it is. Now Naomi spins a 1 versus 1 minigame. Yeah, and she's very much going to challenge me. Alright, we're playing Springtime. Alright, time to go bouncing on a pogo stick. Alright! Got that one right there. So once again, we keep the money the way it is since I won the minigame. And now on to round number 9. Number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9. And we spin double for the bank. Alright. And looks like Gabriel just lost half of his money. Oh, another 1 versus 1 minigame for Famiko. And again, she's gonna challenge me. Alright, we're playing Pop-Up Bandits. Alright, let's do it. Let's do our best here to try to very carefully shoot the bandits, but we want to be careful not to hit the ladies or else we'll lose points. they win right there with a total of 20 points. Alright. So yet again, nothing happens there, since I won the minigame. Alright. Looks like Naomi's gonna spend $300 out of that. Alright, round 10. Alright, it's gonna be double for the bank. And Gabrielle spends $300. Alright, let's head back to Famiko. Double for the bank. So right now it is up to $8,076. Alright, what's gonna happen now with Naomi? Double for the bank again. So now it is up to $16,152. There's a lot of money at stake here. And now we're going into overtime. With round 10 completed, looks like we're going into overtime. We'll play 10 more rounds until someone wins all the money in the bank. Also, the number of minus segments on the wheel has increased. Alright. Let's see what we spin here. It's going to be $600 for the bank. Alright, now what's Gabrielle going to spin here? He lost half of his money. Alright, going back to Famiko. It's going to be $800 for the bank. Alright, moving on to Naomi. And it's a 4-player bank battle. We are playing for $17,935. And whoever wins this is pretty much going to win the game overall. There's a lot riding on this. Gabrielle gets to pick the minigame since he's in last place. And we're playing Goal Getters. Alright. Thankfully, this is a minigame I usually do very well at. So I'm feeling very confident that we're going to win this. Alright, here we go. I got that big soccer ball on the goal there very well. And we got another big soccer ball on the goal. Ha ha, you missed. And we get the win with a perfect 5 points, just like that. Well done. So we're getting $17,935 there. And we're going to get the win with a total of $28,336. That is awesome. So I certainly say that is a really good amount of money that we were able to win right there in this segment. So I will gladly take it. So here's what the graph looked like throughout this entire game, if you all want to see that. Alright, I'll certainly call that a great successful win from what I was hoping for there. But anyways, that is going to do it for Wii Party for the Nintendo Wii as part of my 27th birthday special. But we still have some more games to play, and I will see you all for the next segment right after this. So stay tuned.